what prosecutors have been after for years. The New York Times seemed to have obtained President Trump's federal income tax returns.
A stunning New York Times report on President Trump's tax returns.
Stunning new details this morning about President Trump's financial dealings.
The New York Times out with a new report detailing years of President Trump's tax returns.
It's so at variance with his public posture. And we don't know where this thread leads once you start pulling on it. By the time you've gotten to be in U.S. politics, you've usually scrubbed your affairs so as to avoid those problems of appearances. He's decided that he can get away with following different rules. And up until now, he has, to some extent, succeeded.
In the 2016 presidential election, Donald Trump challenged modern political norms by refusing to disclose his taxes. Trump claimed, and continues to insist, that he can't because he's being audited by the IRS. But the IRS has publicly stated that an ongoing audit doesn't prevent him from releasing his taxes. In addition to withholding his taxes, President Trump refused to put his business interests into a blind trust when he assumed office. The New York Times piece places both those decisions in stark relief. President Trump's returns reportedly show his businesses hemorrhaging money year after year, with hundreds of millions of dollars in debt outstanding. Debt he personally guaranteed.
It all comes due at a certain point. As of 2022, he's evidently going to owe somebody a whole lot of money.
It's totally fake news, made up, fake. We went through the same stories. You could have asked me the same questions 4 years ago. I had to litigate this and talk about it. Totally fake news.
At issue beyond President Trump himself, though, are the complex loopholes wealthy Americans can use to shield themselves from paying taxes.
I'm not sure this behavior is so exotic. People who are determined not to pay them have a lot of possibilities at their disposal. It's part of a larger issue of people feeling that the economic system as a whole is, as Trump would put it, rigged against them.
While Trump appears to have used relatively common tactics among the uber wealthy, the aggressiveness and frequency stood out to Garment.
This activity is an outlier pattern. The extent to which the active businesses are used to generate losses is somewhat unusual. People do it, but this is notable.
By this, she means President Trump is able to pay so little in personal taxes because his businesses claim such heavy losses. While rich people do this, it tends to happen sporadically, not year after year.
Seeing these techniques used so consistently just makes this case an outlier.
The real worry, though, the true risk, is still unknown.
We don't know yet who his creditors are. That may be much more important than the fact that he's generating losses to offset his tax bill. Once it starts, you don't know where it ends.
That Donald Trump has used aggressive tactics to limit his tax liability isn't exactly news. Trump has admitted as much himself.
He didn't pay any federal income tax. So
that makes
if
me
he's
smart.
paid...
When he first said that his paying very little in federal income tax made him smart, I'm sure that a lot of his natural audience said to themselves, yeah, I would do that if I could. They, like Trump, have a very cynical view of the tax system and the way it works. On this, I think people have more or less made up their minds.
The sides are pretty well established by now. Before his election, Donald Trump was famous for being rich and famous. For his supporters, that's obviously true and part of the appeal. For his detractors, though, his numerous bankruptcies and unwillingness to release his taxes prove it's all a facade.
There don't seem to be many people who are sitting on the fence. Because people are pretty set in their opinions by now, I'm not sure that much can be done except to say it over and over again, that these are scams, that are practiced by grifters. This is a bad character. Don't know how many votes it'll change.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.